In the small, isolated town of Blackwood, nestled deep within the woods, an old eerie house stood atop a hill. Known as the Van Thorn Manor, the decaying mansion had a sinister reputation. Locals whispered tales of a malevolent presence that lurked within its walls. Among the curious residents was Amelia, a young woman with an adventurous spirit. Ignoring the warnings, she was drawn to the mansion and its dark secrets. On a misty autumn evening, as the sun set behind the looming trees, Amelia stood at the base of the hill, gazing up at the looming silhouette of the Van Thorn Manor. The mansion seemed to watch her with hollow, empty eyes, its facade a reminder of a forgotten past. Determined to unravel the mysteries that haunted the old house, Amelia climbed the overgrown path leading to its front door. The air grew thick with a sense of unease, and the wind whispered hauntingly through the skeletal branches. As she crossed the threshold, the wooden floorboards creaked under her weight. The mansion's interior was suffused with an otherworldly gloom, the remnants of a bygone era. Portraits of somber-faced individuals adorned the walls, their eyes following Amelia's every move. Her heart racing, Amelia explored the ground floor, her footsteps echoing through the empty hallways. The mansion seemed to come alive with each step, as if the spirits of its past inhabitants were awakening from their slumber. She ventured into the vast dining room, where a table lay covered in a thick layer of dust. A feeling of sadness washed over her, as if the lingering memories of long-forgotten gatherings still resonated within the room. But it was the attic that called to her, a place that held a dark allure. With trepidation, Amelia ascended the narrow staircase, her lantern casting eerie shadows on the walls. As she pushed open the attic door, a cold gust of wind greeted her, and the lantern flickered ominously. In the dim light, Amelia noticed an old chest at the far end of the attic. It beckoned to her, as if whispering a haunting melody. She approached the chest cautiously, her heart pounding in anticipation. With trembling hands, she lifted the lid, revealing a collection of weathered journals. As she began to read, she learned about the tragic history of the Van Thorn family, a tale of love, betrayal, and a vengeful spirit that haunted the mansion. The story spoke of Lucinda Van Thorn, a woman who had been betrayed by her husband and left to suffer fate worse than death. Consumed by rage and anguish, she had summoned a malevolent spirit to exact revenge upon her family's betrayers. As Amelia delved deeper into the journals, the wind outside howled, and the temperature in the attic plummeted. Goosebumps formed on her skin, and a sense of dread settled in her chest. With each word she read, the presence of the malevolent spirit seemed to grow stronger. A shadowy figure materialized before her eyes, its eyes glowing with a malevolent fire. It reached out, as if trying to grasp Amelia's soul. Terrified, Amelia slammed the journals shut, desperate to escape the attic's haunting grasp. But the malevolent spirit was not so easily appeased. The temperature continued to drop, and the shadowy figure pursued her down the stairs. She rushed through the mansion's corridors, the oppressive presence following her every move. The walls seemed to close in around her, suffocating her with an overwhelming sense of dread. In a desperate attempt to escape, Amelia burst through the front door and into the night. The mansion loomed behind her, its malevolent presence seeping into the surrounding woods. Amelia ran through the dark forest, the branches clawing at her, as if trying to drag her back to the mansion. Her heart pounded in her chest, and her breaths came in ragged gasps. In the distance, she saw the flickering light of a small cabin. With all her remaining strength, she sprinted toward it, hoping to find safety within its walls. As she reached the cabin, she banged on the door, tears streaming down her face. An old man opened it, concern etched on his weathered face. "Please," Amelia pleaded, "there's something haunting the Van Thorn Manor. It's after me. I need help." The man nodded gravely, recognizing the fear in her eyes. "Come in, child. You'll be safe here." Inside the cabin, the man stoked the fire, creating a warm, comforting glow. Amelia recounted her terrifying encounter in the mansion, and the old man listened attentively. "You've stumbled upon the malevolent spirit that haunts the Van Thorn family," the man explained. "It's a vengeful presence, trapped in a cycle of darkness and despair." Amelia asked, "What can be done to stop it?" The man's eyes filled with sadness. It said that the only way to break the spirit's curse is to confront it with an act of forgiveness. But that's no easy task, for the spirit is fueled by the pain it inflicts. Determined to end the cycle of suffering, Amelia made a decision. She would return to the Van Thorn Manor, not to confront the spirit with anger, but to offer it forgiveness. With the old man's guidance, she ventured back to the mansion, her heart heavy with trepidation. As she entered the attic once more, she felt the malevolent spirit's presence surround her, but she refused to cower. With a steady voice she spoke, "I forgive you, Lucinda Van Thorn. I forgive you for the pain you've caused and the suffering you've inflicted." The malevolent spirit recoiled, its fiery eyes flickering. It seemed taken aback by Amelia's act of forgiveness, as if it had never encountered such compassion before. Slowly, the shadows dissipated, and the temperature in the attic returned to normal. The malevolent presence faded, leaving behind a sense of peace and closure. Amelia knew that the spirit had finally found solace, released from its torment by the power of forgiveness. From that day on, the legend of the Van Thorn Manor began to change. It was no longer a place of malevolence and darkness, but a testament to the power of compassion and forgiveness. Amelia's brave act had broken the curse, allowing the spirits of the Van Thorn family to finally find rest. The mansion, once shrouded in fear, now stood as a reminder of the strength that lies in forgiveness and the redemption that can be found even in the darkest of places.